All right, all right. Shout to the family. We got a sort of late show tonight. Dan, Red just told me about a Kendrick concert, and my girl just texted me Kendrick concert is live right now. Just text me just now. I didn't even know. I did not even know. I did not even know.
You ain't know.
Nah, I did not know.
You ain't know you going up against Kendrick.
Yo, shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button. Very important. We're gonna have a fun show tonight, in the middle of the week, Wednesday night. I don't know what the hell it is. Time's moving by so fast, but they call it Wednesday night. So
Right.
so we're gonna have a good night. I want to welcome back to the platform the red and the blue pillar. Welcome back.
Yes, indeed.
Peace, peace. Yes,
Give
yes.
thanks. Give thanks. It's an honor to
Red,
be here as always.
red behind the scenes right now.
Yeah, I'm on my
He,
blackout right now.
he on his blackout right now, so he's not all we could look at is his avatar,
That's
you
part.
know, the young red. What's that? That's Tommy, and is that North Face? What's that?
Yeah, that's
Is
that.
that
That's Ralph right there,
oh
and
that's
that's
right.
that
Okay,
North Face. Yeah,
Ralph and North Face. Yeah, Ralph
that's
and
the
North
twin
Face.
era right there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I remember the North Face era, man. Wow, what an era, North Face era.
What about the Columbia era?
Columbia was before North Face. Yes, the
Lightning.
Columbia was
Columbia.
lit with the ski
Yeah, that.
goggles,
Oh man,
and it
wow.
had all of those colors in it. That was lit.
Yeah, it's funny how fashion constantly changes, man. It's real interesting how fashion just constantly changes, evolves. Things come back around.
It's funny how
Thing.
fashion evolves us, though, Rich,
What you mean?
because when we were wearing things like the Columbia, just the design, just the way that was put together, you know what I mean? The detail that they give to polo items and whatnot, the knitting, that it changed your demeanor as the person who was actually, wearing these things. Like we were
Mm.
wearing sophisticated fabrics, you know, 3M, when we started wearing the Timberlands with the 3M, and it was water resistant. You're learning about things like this as you're wearing it. So it
Mm.
did add a level of
Yeah.
sophistication to our overall demeanor.
Fashion is functional,
There you go.
Mm.
right? And with fashion, because fashion is an extension of art, you have the ability to learn, about art and through fashion as well as culture. Take for instance, Ralph Lauren, he personified what was called Americana, and all of his pieces gave you different depictions of how he perceived different aspects of American culture, how he studied them, researched them. He would travel all through the country and go these different places and then create fashion to embellish that experience. He would immerse himself in it, and then he would create fashion that gave you, the feeling that you were immersed or having that experience. His fashion was experiential,
Yes.
and that's how he determined to make his fashion functional. He would give you a slice of Americana. When you put on a horsey, you felt like you was playing polo.
Right, indeed. What do you think about since we starting a conversation like this, and I like
Yeah,
to
but you
just
got
go
to
with
preface it with the commercial, man. I didn't see too many Black Magics as of recently. This don't feel right. Let's get it.
I got it. Yeah, so let's start out. Okay, we got 500 in the room already. So let's start out. Let's bring this and shout out to everybody in the chat.
Yes, indeed.
But it has to be known. Give me a second, family. Where's this thing at? Give me a second, family. Time is just going by so fast. Wow. Yeah. So real quick, as we start the show, very important show tonight. And since we're talking about the second coming of Christ, and y'all see in parentheses, I have consciousness. This shit is real. Like when I say the second coming and Christ, and we use this word, we're not using it loosely. If this thing is a video game, y'all, the same characters, the same niggas that killed Christ is trying to kill him. It's the same characters. It's just different people playing the game. Like, how you play Street Fighter, and then one person plays Street
Same
Fighter.
game, different characters. Yeah.
Then another one, a dude come on. He plays as Ryu, but that nigga wax. So we wax Ryu up. We beat Ryu up. but then a dude comes on that really knows how to use Ryu's moves, and he just like kills the game. Right now, the characters that's in this game, the souls that's remote controlling the characters, the souls really know how to play this game. The game is about to be lit. It's lit right now. Don't get it twisted. Also, before I give a before I tell y'all about this event, we've been talking a lot about controlling the narrative. And I've been talking with Sharif Bey a lot about how important the narrative is. Been talking to Reggie Blue, a lot of brothers about that. One of the best ways to control the narrative is to have our own social media platforms. And I see how effective my Discord is right now. My Discord chat with this gathering of masses, like y'all got it lit in Discord. Like y'all having a good time. I'm loving it. This centralized chat, I'm loving it. I want to give a shout out, y'all. I want everybody to check out this platform called Fanbase. Is growing, it's getting bigger and bigger. What's the brother name? Isaac Hayes the third. Right. I want to give him a shout out. I want all my listeners, I want everybody who support. I want y'all to check out Fanbase. I see a brother that got momentum, and I want to add my energy onto his momentum because there's certain things I bring that everybody brings something different to the table. I like the momentum the brothers coming with social media. And if this Christ consciousness is truly going to come through, like right, YouTube is coded. We code the fuck out of a lot of things on YouTube. We call certain groups 6ix9ine gods. Y'all know my channel got suspended mad time. So that's the next phase, but we got to do it right. A lot of brothers have tried and it hasn't worked out. So there's no need to rush to do it. But if you see a brother that got the momentum, it's only right that we support him. So I ask that y'all check out a platform called Fanbase. I'm gonna make sure that I support the platform, and that's the next phase, us to own our own platforms, and it's just going to get better and better. And with that being said, the gathering the masses, y'all, the energy that will be in the building that day, it's almost like the Dream Team, the '92 Dream Team, when it was Magic, Michael, Patrick Ewing, and all of these fantastic basketball players, and they blew every team out by 70. This is the equivalent of that. This is a cosmic event that's happening, y'all, in Stonecrest, Georgia. We are at about 85% capacity. Every time I come on the show, I tell y'all, hey, listen, get your ticket. We are about 85. This event is not going to come around for like another 5 years, probably 2030 will be another good time to do an event like this. I would say 2030. So right now we in 2024. Family, you're gonna tell your grandchildren about this. You're never, ever going to forget this. I want everybody, and people just keep joining and participating. Yesterday, I made the announcement. Q Reeves is going to be a part of this. He's going to be vending. Listen, Black Dot is going to be vending. He's bringing the whole Urban X family down to Georgia. Yes. Do y'all know what that means? Mfadishi, Roz Bed, Soleil, Professor Griff, KT, the arts degree. The best products and services in the world will be present at this event. And it's way bigger than the speakers. I got the speakers on the screen right now. Saturday, Queen of Four, Dr. Drew Pookrum. When's the last time you heard Dr. Drew Pookrum talk? Sister Myra, when's the last time you heard seeing Sister Myra in person? This is the opportunity for y'all to see these people in person. Yaki Awaken, one of the biggest brothers in the health community right now. Dr. B Serious, one of the biggest spiritual leaders / health leaders in the community. I see has been holding it down for the last 2 decades with the Moorish information, with the metaphysical information, all types of information. His queen is going to have her products there. She got some of the best beauty products in the world. Shout out to his queen, Selena. Listen, family, it's going to be a movie. It's going to be a cosmic movie. This thing is bigger than Brother Rich. I'm being remote controlled by my higher self. I have surrendered to my higher self, and I'm high off the Holy Ghost. That's why me and Kambada had to name our albums The Holy Ghost. And up the goat on top of that. So how you like that? But listen, family, Red and Blue Pill's going to be there. Blue Pill got some of the best food in the world. He will be there. Some of the best sea moss in the world. Hey, listen, this is what's crazy. I'm hyped now. Listen. Blue Pill got the best sea moss smoothies. KT got the best sea moss in the world. Both of them will be there. with their products. You
Beat
can't lose with this event, family. And the beautiful thing is I made it cheap enough for everybody to come because I kept in mind the hotels
no.
and the
Let's say you
vending.
made it
Yeah,
affordable.
thank
It
you,
wasn't
thank
cheap.
you, thank you. See, Blue, see that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Blue had to come in and you know, that's what gods do. Let me know. Remember, don't say that. Don't use that vibration, Rich. That's what it's about. That's what it's going to be all about on August 10th and 11th. Some of the biggest names in the world. Sharif is bringing the powder gold, the white powder gold.
Yes.
I mean, come on, man. Like this is amazing. Listen, family, the link is pinned at the top of the chat. I just had to give that. Blue Pill told me to hit up the commercial before we start so we could get this energy flowing, this current flowing, this Christ energy flowing. I just shared the link in the chat once again. But family, listen, do not miss out. We are about 80-85% capacity. Get your ticket. It's still so early. I know people sleeping on it. Like, Rich, this shit ain't until August. I know, but it's so fantastical that it's the tickets are moving. Get them before the tickets just sell out, and you're gonna be upset. I want to see y'all there in person. We got the Discord popping. It's gonna be great. With that being said, Red and Blue Pill. I just talked about you know, we started out talking about fashion. I wondered what, you know what, I wonder what the great people of the great people that lived in this world, let's say Jesus, the Buddha, they talk about Tahuti, they talk about all of these characters that we hear about that were shutting shit down here. I wonder what their dress code was like. Everybody talks about their knowledge. I wonder what what was they wearing, y'all? Like
they were very descriptive, actually.
Talk to me, Blue.
You know, not to cut you.
Yeah, my brother.
I get excited the same way
sir.
because it was descriptive. They said that they were normally seen in white linen garments. And the reason that we say that fashion is functional is because now, again, I'm getting excited because just last year is really when I learned the science of linen as it applies to the frequency of the body. Right. So again, these confirmations are things that give you affirmation to say, man, my ancestors was really onto something. And these books is really not just, you know, pasted together type of situation. There is definitely jewels in it, but things have to be deciphered. You know what I'm saying? You got to unpack some of this information. So linen, which comes from flaxseed, holds a particular vibration that allows your frequency to maintain its what's the exact words that I'm looking for?
It has a frequency of 5,000 hertz.
It has a frequency of 5,000 hertz, and it also allows you to scale. It's scalable, right? So if you have a Super Saiyan moment, your cloth or your linen or your clothing is not going to shut you down. If you got polyester on, if you got nylon, the shit gonna shut you down. You think that you having a super eureka moment, and
this is 15% polyester. Come on,
right.
Blue, what you got to, this is 15% polyester because this is that stretch thing. The stretch,
it has some stretch properties in it. You know what I'm saying? The things that they have to do once again to make that fashion functional. The functionality of that fabric that you have is that it stretches. You know what I'm saying? But it also might contract when it comes to you expanding your subtle energy body, because that's where the resistance is going to be met.
Blue.
Right. So, because you are, remember your skin.
Red, you gotta get on camera, Red. Come on, man. For old time's sake.
Your skin, right, is the biggest organ in your body and whatnot.
Your largest organ.
Right. Linen is what is called a super fabric. So what you want to do is look into super fabrics. We don't know what all of these people were wearing, but what we do know is they were not wearing plastic. They were not wearing fake. Right.
So they would tell you burlap.
Right.
They would tell you linen.
What's burlap, Blue? What's burlap?
Burlap is it. You know, it sometimes is confused with hemp. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a combination of threading. Like burlap is what they used to make sackcloth and things of that nature.
Right. Our ancestors were wearing burlap.
Okay.
So they were wearing burlap. So they would put you in sackcloth if it wasn't time to get jig. That's like me saying I'm throwing on Carhartt because I gotta go and do some work in the field. right? I got my overalls on, but they got that Carhartt, and it's like, or I got Dickies on because those are work. You know what I'm saying? Materials, not because I'm gangbanging. It's because I got to put in work, and the fashion is functional for these particular reasons. So they would always speak about when the people were lamenting and when they were eschewing largesse, right? They were saying, I'm through with balling out of control. I'm through with commercialism. I'm through with capitalism. They will put on the sackcloth.
Right.
You feel me? But I'm led to believe, again, because the sackcloth is coming from burlap and things of that nature. It was about an energetic imprisonment / frequency type of situation that they was understanding. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Women put on certain fabrics when it's time to get finicky and things of that nature. That's understood. It translates that way. So yeah, the fashion was functional, and we understood this,
Let
right?
me
They
share
said
something.
that the silk was of a particular quality and for a particular function, but you couldn't mix them. So silk and linen don't work. Gotta
Right.
have silk alone. Yeah,
Wool and linen do not mix. They go in opposite directions and cancel one another
no,
out.
right.
A recent study showed that men, they studied the sperm of a group of men and found there was plastic in all.
Yeah.
Right. So that comes from the polyester underwear. That is oil.
Oh, that's contributing to that?
Yes, that
Well,
is exactly what's
polyester comes from petroleum,
petroleum.
and so does nylon. All of these are byproducts of plastic.
Come on, y'all.
So when you wear the plastic boxes, you don't breathe. There's no breathing taking place. So that's adding to the reduction.
Shit,
in
man. Y'all got
sperm.
me looking at my whole shit. Can
Believe
I
me,
what
that the
the
assault is
fuck?
through the fabrics, right?
Yeah, I mean,
The assault is on the body through the fabrics. We have
and,
to look
and
at the super fabrics.
this is deep.
Damn.
This is deep because yes, they are scrambling to figure out why is the fertility rate down amongst all communities in the majority of countries, especially in the West. And some people point to diet. It's a lot of different things that we point to, but we never speak about the fact that we may be suffocating. You know what I'm saying? That particular demonstration by wearing plastic.
So
Yo, I
real
want
quick, here's a fact. I don't mean to cut your wisdom. I just don't want to miss out on these facts that the people could go and research. The highest vibrational fabrics are wool and linen. Wool and linen. And organic cotton vibrates at about 110 megahertz, but
Mhm.
wool and linen vibrate at 5,000 megahertz. Okay, gods and goddesses.
so if you're wondering, hey, the show is Christ consciousness. It's interesting that they're starting a conversation about clothing. We're going with the flow, and you got to understand your clothing assists your consciousness. It assists you. Blue just talked about it. It assists in your ascension process. So we have to be holistic with this approach to this thing we call Christ consciousness. Fashion is a big part of it. Just like Blue used to talk about for years, the rubber on the bottom of our soles. So they knew there were so many layers of them shutting down our Christ consciousness from the clothes we wear to the shoes we wear. Played a huge effect on disconnecting us from that God stream. They talk about the stream.
Yeah, it fits perfectly into tonight's conversation because our connection, Christ consciousness deals with an ascension of energy. And that ascension of energy, whether they want to call it Kundalini rising, right, or just enlightenment going through the channels or going through the ladder or going through these different quote unquote chakras, all of it is pretty much it starts at at a grounding level. So if I'm cutting myself off from electromagnetic frequency by way of the soles of my feet having plastic, and plastic as an insulator, I can't access anything. So everything that I got to get going to the tippity top of my Christ consciousness or the top of my dome, it has to be off of the cuff. I'm not getting the support of the planet. I'm not getting, this the universe has already done the heavy lifting because we literally, are up to our knees in all of this electromagnetic force that we can suck through the soles of our feet, transmute within this vessel, right? This laboratory that we have, and then you activate the 144,000 petal lotus at the crown chakra, and then that's they said what you come into Christ consciousness.
Yo, Blue, I need a favor from you, Blue. I need a favor.
Yes.
I need you to prepare, my brother. I
Mhm.
need you to prepare the best presentation you ever put together on the subtle energy bodies. I think we don't know enough about the subtle energy bodies. And I
Yeah.
think that we really got it. Like if it's breaking down visually, like because that's more of who we are than just the physical. So if we understand the dynamics of our subtle
Yeah.
energy bodies, yo, we could really get it popping with this Christ consciousness. Can you have that, Blue? If today is Wednesday, can you have that by next Wednesday, my brother? Can we do a show next Wednesday?
Of course.
All right, listen, we got 1,200 people so far in here. Y'all heard that. Next Wednesday, we're going to have a whole Blue will have a presentation on the subtle energy bodies. This is what we need to tap into at this time, family, that we take for granted because all we go by is the physical eyes and we don't go by our inner vision. So, and the subtle energy bodies is so important. Oh man, I'm loving this. I'm loving this show. I'm loving this show. This show is electric. Yo, what? Let me before we go to the next topic of this Christ consciousness and the second coming of Christ. What is those summer dresses the sisters be wearing? What is that made of? Because they be like irresistible in them shits, man. What them joints make? What's that? Cotton or what is that? Lynn? What is that?
Yes,
Some,
cotton.
some of it is
And
cotton.
some of it is linen.
Some of it is linen.
That's a fact.
Bro, them summer dresses be
And then
hitting.
some of them are, not the summer dresses, but the wrestling pants and the yoga pants. There was a thing that came out about the yoga pants.
Yeah, the Lululemons.
Yes, the Lululemons, which is a high, it's a luxury brand and whatnot. But there was a report that came out about cancer causing yoga pants, and that goes right back into petroleum, oil, and these fabrics. Remember, imagine the body, right? Picture the body being an auric field. Picture the body being electromagnetic auric field. Think Black Adam. Think electromagnetic, what Dr. Sebi was talking to us about. Think what Blue Pill was talking about when you're grounding and you're connected to the grid and whatnot, and you're charging like a Tesla, right? A Tesla coil for that matter.
Think about what Q Reeves was speaking about last night with the toroid field, where he was speaking about the your morphogenetic grid that you're connected to. All of that is being emanated through these centers. When they cut that center off, please continue.
You're susceptible now to the ELF waves. You're susceptible to this 5G bombardment. You're susceptible to the quote unquote what they're spraying the skies with and whatnot that's coming down. So
look, the barium and the aluminum.
Facts.
Okay. And if you go and look up the atomic name of BA and AL, you guys know what that spells. So
So picture you being a person like a torch, a flame, a fire being, and the clothing or the outfit that you put on is the water, it's the kryptonite. The clothing is the kryptonite. So they got Superman putting on kryptonite capes and whatnot. Kryptonite
Yo, hold up.
You wondering why you're not flying the same. You wonder why the ops are sliding. Yeah, blackout.
Hold on.
This is 23 minutes. Yo, Red and Blue tonight, they like Jada and Styles. Y'all see how they bouncing off each other? Yo, they like Jada and Styles if you're in hip hop. They like yo, this is crazy. How much gems that got dropped in 23 minutes, y'all. Family, this is because of the end. This is a witness to the Christ consciousness
and
what we talking about.
Let's do Jason and Jaden.
Literally, it translates to the entity, even in that book that they said was trying to shut down Christ consciousness, is the same entity that they're utilizing in a chemical form to do the same thing. Because like I said, the stuff that they're spraying in the air, the acronyms of those chemicals is BA and AL. And when you put BAAL together, you know what you get. And so that's the same narrative of the entity in the book that was trying to shortchange or tempt the Christos. And then the chemicals that they use in the clothes are called flame retardant.
Flame, right. Yo,
it's retarding your flame. You can't go Super Saiyan because you're in the wrong fabric, right? They got you wrapped in plastic and you can't tear yourself out the plastic.
And I want to add one more tidbit to the conversation, that the erectile dysfunction that men are experiencing is directly tied into that as well. Let's talk about it.
Oh, let me say this. Your brother, KT the Arch Degree family, his newest product, Tekanu.
Yes.
That shit will have you feeling. It will give you the sex drive of a 17-year-old.
Right, but you
That
can't
shit-
wear no fellas. You can't wear no socks in the bed. You can't wear no. You can't wear. You have to be butterball. You got to be. I mean,
Yeah.
because you can't trust none of the fabric no more. You just got to go completely
Yo,
general
shout
butt
out-
naked with the Tekanu.
shout out to the Tekanu. Yo, the joint is serious.
Tekanu will be in the building August
it's
11th.
That part.
He got a winner. I text KT. I was like, yo, KT, because KT always asks me when he give me a product, he'd be like, yo, Rich, how was it? When he
Right.
first gave it to me, I was like, yeah, it's cool. After I took it, let that shit sit in your system for a week, family. And if your diet is right, it could go through your system. Like I was doing intermittent fasting at the time. So that shit was all through my system. And after about a week, I was like, hold up, calm down, Rich. You gotta work today.
Yo,
you gotta work. I'm like, yo, that's a winner. That's a winner.
And you know what you're showing me continuously on every episode, because I followed as much as I can. Everybody that comes through this channel, these doors, this gateway is a merchant. They got products, and their products is kind of an extension of their superpowers, of their Christ consciousness. So this is going to be a metaphysical marketplace, unlike any other.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be so illmatic that when the family is able to see themselves as, you know, how, you know, we come from New York, so, you know, Madison Avenue, what that's supposed to be about. This is the metaphysical Madison Avenue. So KT gonna have,
y'all heard him?
They be running down on
Y'all
me in the
heard
street for
him?
the honey, and now I know about the Tekanu and the duck flowers. So, you know, it's so many different aspects of
I ain't even tried a duck
mercantilism
flower
that
yet.
will be here. You feel me?
Keep
Like
in
you
mind,
said, Urban Next is coming with the whole contingency and the whole platform. So you can get all that drip that you see Black Dot advertising, you know what I'm saying, on the channel. You can physically get it, y'all. I mean, it's so much good. I'm gonna be first in line to take the powder almost go from Sharif, because I know he's not cutting no corners in where he sources from. You feel me? So that, like you said, the integrity factor of this particular demonstration necessitates that people arrive to the occasion. I'm bringing the best food possible on the planet for my people.
Ooh, yo, Blue be killing it with the food, y'all.
Man, I'm not playing with this one.
Let me say living it. I don't want to say killing it. He be doing his thing with the food, y'all. Listen, they said the best metaphysical marketplace. He said what he said, the metaphysical Madison Avenue.
Fact. But check this out though. Check this out. Conveniently enough, right? The new Black Wall Street.
Ain't that something? The art. Ain't that something?
That is not the odds. The new
ain't that something?
Black Wall Street will be it will see,
how you like that?
Right? It will meet, right? The new Black Wall Street will meet the new Black Wall Street, because let me tell you something about what started on a Harlem on 125th Street 2 decades ago, right? And where it is right now, to whereas this is the new Black Wall Street. It's not in one city within the perimeters of 40 acres and whatnot. It is actually a global thing, a global marketplace, a global lifestyle. It's spread out. But when you consolidate it and put it in one building, you'll see like they have the Invest Fest. This is the Best Fest. You dig? So this is the gathering of the masters, and everybody that you see in that building is a master of their craft, is a master of the work. They proof of work is in it's in their name, it's in their demonstration, it's in their face. So the new Black Wall Street, which is a beautiful building and a beautiful idea, and it's a beautiful venue and whatnot, it is going to be awakened. It is going to be filled up with an energy that it never had, but inside of its 4 walls. And everybody that shows up to New Black Wall Street, y'all are gonna see Black excellence for real, for real. This place is beautiful. It is a dream come true. It is a paradise. It's a marketplace.
And the only thing that has been missing from there has been you, family. So this is a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
The ancestors obviously used Brother Rich, you know what I'm saying, to create a connection, because it also doubles as a pinnacle point where we get to, you know, last week we saw the sisters, 100+ year old survivors, the last two survivors of Tulsa,
Yeah.
get shot down by the judicial system, the quote unquote, you know, blind lady of justice, shut our sisters down on the attempt to get reparations. So the legacy, if you don't understand, let me just briefly explain, and we're not going to get away from the conversation because this has everything to do with Christ consciousness. I
Mhm.
want us to appreciate us, to see us as a people. So whoever those people were that set up Black Wall Street, that was the best crop of that America could produce. Those people were supposed to have statues built to them. I'm gonna tell you why.
Facts.
According to the narrative, they said that they came from Mississippi, and some of them they marched here again, wait, with no shoes, shoeless, barefoot. They said that they marched them from Mississippi all the way to Oklahoma through the Trail of Tears, through North Carolina as well, through the Trail of Tears, right? That's the narrative that they give you. They say they besmirch our people and say that they came there as slaves for the indigenous tribes, rather than saying they were the indigenous tribes that came there. Either way, once they got there, they became the pinnacle of whatever business. Same way that Red said it, everyone that is going to be in that building represents masters of their trade, masters of their craft.
Mhm.
These people in Tulsa, they said that they was the best doctors. They said that they was the
There
best
you go,
lawyers.
Blue.
They
There you
created a
go.
jitney service. They created
There
an
you go.
airport, right? They created things that were not yet at a state and a level of excellence in this country. And I ask continuously, without getting an answer, I said, where did these people go to school to get that certification? And nobody knows. I said, how were they able to achieve this within 30 or 40 years of them getting there and achieving this?
They were
Where
taking
did they get the
courses.
certification to get the things that they got? Why are y'all not calling them the best versions of Americans that America can offer? And the fact that they were terrorized, murdered, and then besmirched with the injustice, the miscarriage of injustice is still taking place to this day, right? The ancestors put it on the shoulders of the emerging class, the youth, that has the heart and the compassion for our ancestors to say, not on my watch. There's something that we have to do. But the thing that killed or the thing that unalived Black Wall Street wasn't the initial bombing, because they built it back. It was integration. Look it
Right.
up and do the
Yeah.
research.
You been said that. You been said that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what, you know what I'm saying, kind of took them out when people crossed the tracks and went to get the ice from the other side of the tracks. So this new marketplace, this metaphysical marketplace, this Madison Avenue of metaphysics or what have you, the ability for those vendors to see the excellence that's coming to that building, and the ability for the vendors that are coming into that building to see the excellence that exists in that building. Hopefully the byproduct or the end product of
Yeah.
that will be the building and the reestablishment
Yes.
of New Black Wall Street.
Excellent. Oh my
Right.
God, this is amazing. Yeah. So
That's right.
one of the things that Christ, and I want to talk to, because I want the way Blue just summed that up. You know, I definitely want everybody to get inspired by when y'all come to this event, or if y'all just hearing about it, yeah, whatever. I want everybody to get inspired to have their own product, their own service, their own whatever, whether it's being the best mom, tapping into their superpower, or whatever it is that they're amazing at. We're all amazing at something. So I want everybody to get inspired by this. But one of the key ingredients, Blue and Red, and I would love for y'all to touch on this, and for me to put this event together. When you think about the magnitude of an event like this, just using myself as an example, one of the things that will run through your mind is doubt. One of the different things will run through your mind when you're planning something like this. And Christ was big on what they call in the Bible faith, and what they call that belief in the unseen. How do they say it in the Bible?
Yeah, I mean, you said it, you know,
What's the exact definition of the Bible, family, of faith? Tell me the exact definition of faith in the something of this or something of that, something of tell me the exact definition that they use in the Bible of faith. But I think that that's an important element in that we have these talents blue and red, but the faith factor of and some people, you got to almost be delusional. You got to have a little bit of arrogance. You got to have a little bit of selfishness. You got to have a little bit of the qualities that they tell us not to have and to walk away from. Yes, faith is the substance of things not seen. The belief of the substance of things not seen. Okay, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. That's what I was looking for.
That's right.
So there's this, and somebody shared a clip with Bobby Hemmett the other day. King Simon shared a clip with me. I should play it, but I'll probably play it later. But we have these ideas, and they're magnificent ideas, family. And they could be just all types of ideas, but we won't fully go through with them because we don't have the faith factor. And I believe that that's something that you gotta be bold to have the faith factor. And let me just give it, when I put this together, family, y'all gotta remember, Brother Rich gotta convince the vendors that they're gonna have a good time. I gotta convince the speakers of something. I gotta convince y'all that it's gonna. I gotta convince so many different people, and everybody's like, you know what? Since I fuck with you, Rich, I believe in you. So it's like I gotta make it happen because so many people is depending on me to fulfill my promises. I'm telling this person, you gonna do the this, that, and everybody's just like, okay, Brother Rich, yeah. And y'all see, and the only reason why I'm saying this is because I felt it inside. If I didn't feel it, I wouldn't. But I felt this shit. So since I felt it, I know it already happened. I don't have to wait for it to happen. By the time it happens, that's the replay. That's the replay right there. You know, I used to watch basketball and you watch a replay. That's the slow motion replay. August 10th and 11th is going to be the slow motion replay of what I already experienced inside. So let's talk about to the people, because I think that's so important. This faith factor. They don't have the faith that they say they do, but they really don't. Because if we all did, we would be big steppers out here. So talk to me. How can we get more faith in these genius ideas that we come up with, my brothers?
Well, the saying, faith without work. Now, go ahead, Blue. I see you. He already had a paragraph. Go ahead, do it.
Nah, go ahead. You started.
They say that faith without works is dead. So it is the doing, right? Because in life, you have the thinker, right? You have great thoughts. And that's something that many of us are capable of achieving, is great thoughts. You feel me? You have a idea that comes. Go ahead, Blue.
No. I'm counting. I thought you
have ideas that come to you and whatnot. They sound great. They look great. You even have dreams. You have dreams, and you also have visions and whatnot, right? Then there's the knower. You know what to do. You know it needs to be done. You feel me? You know how to do it. You know where to do it. You know when to do it. You do the research. You ask the questions. And then there's the doer, right? And not everybody has all three of those boxes checked out. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I promise you, everybody is not built for that. Everybody's human design doesn't make them the thinker, the knower, and the doer. You know, when they say somebody is a triple threat?
Yes.
Okay, so that triple threat is not an asset that everybody has and whatnot. Henceforth, why people have teams, right? So you'll have that manager, and you'll have the manager is a fancy way of saying, you know, the same way that Pippen had Jordan and whatnot. The manager is going to do certain things. They're going to have more faith than you have because they're going to see the big picture. They have a way of seeing things that you may not see. So sometimes your manager is really your guardian angel. Sometimes your manager is your spirit guide. Sometimes your manager is somebody who, you know, in past lives, y'all were, you know, there was a relationship where y'all were doing this the whole time. You know what I mean? And now y'all doing it again. So faith without works is dead, because I know so many people who have great intentions, good ideas, and powerful thoughts, but they sit on the computer all day and they watch the doers do them. They watch the doers do. They watch the knowers know. You know what I mean? And then they sit around and they blame everybody else, but the fact that they're not doing, you know what I mean? And they're not out there knowing and whatnot. So I just encourage everybody who wants to do something to jump out there and do it. You feel me? So that's my take.
Excellent.
Yes. And I will follow that up, by saying that faith is contagious as well. So what you experienced, right, is because you added the excitement factor to it, which comes by way of feeling.
Facts,
Brother
enthusiasm.
Rich, right? Enthusiasm. You created a sentient resonance, because sentience just means feeling. So people were able to feel you, right? And you were able to transfer the faith or project, right, that feeling of enthusiasm into other people. And they said, I have faith in you. So I'm going to trust you, right? We all share that in common, right? I don't know if you know that's the biggest secret. We're like, yeah, we have faith in Brother Rich, right? Because we know that Brother Rich is going to come through because that's what Brother Rich does. So the consistency factor, that's what you're asking, what builds faith, confidence. You think that I don't, like, when I jump out and I make my predictions online, I'm jumping off of a building not knowing if my parachute is gonna come off. And I do that in public consistently, right? To test my faith in myself with the process of whether it's the 44 or the Black Christos mythos and all of these things that I create. I tumble into them because every day I wake up and I'm like, how can I, because everything to me seems to be so insurmountable, like a mountain. I'm like, how am I gonna hop over that mountain? Not climb it. How am I hop over that mountain? I don't know starting the day how I'm gonna do it, but then when I go to the gym and I got a trainer, and same way that you said, my body is telling me, nah, son, we finished. And my trainer be like, one more, son. You got one more in? And then he be like, two more. And I find two. And I'm like, damn, how did he notice about me that I ain't know about myself? Right? So then that leads me to a space of inquiry where it's not that you have doubt, but now you're willing to listen. So you remove yourself from being in your own way that you like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I thought I knew, but maybe there's more to know, right? Because a closed fist can't pick up nothing. So it's people out here locked into the prison of what they think that they know. And that's not, that's not the fullness of the expression. I want to make a reference to the family for a book for them to go read. Relentless by Tim Grover. Tim Grover was Kobe's coach. Tim Grover was Jordan's coach. Tim Grover was Serena's coach. Tim Grover was Tom Brady's coach. Tim Grover was Dwayne Wade's coach. And all of these different people that he pushed into excellence, he has 3 categories. A closer, a cleaner, a closer, and I forget the other one, right? I'm sure that somebody will fill it in. But he speaks about the relentless pursuit that these people have for excellence and their ability to trust him and have faith in him. And his faith in them is what pushed them to their excellence. So it's a transference of faith. You know what I'm saying? So we're having a dance with faith out here. And we're building up, like faith bubbles and faith portals. And when we see someone, because fortune favors the bold. So you like, yeah, there's doubt that comes with it, but you like, man, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going for it because what's at the other end of it? Glory. And that's what we show up for. We show up for the battle for glory. You know what I'm saying? That's faith. Stepping on the court and you already seen the W. So you just follow it through. That's faith. Because they say what? They say things come from the spiritual to the material. So how do you really know if you don't have faith because it's unseen until it's seen?
Right. Indeed. What do you, in terms of Christ, and in terms of Christ consciousness, and in terms of religion and those who are not a part of religion, what do you see happening in the next, let's say, everybody's talking about 2030, people talking about 2050. Do you see religion as being, will there be a new religion that's formed? Do you think religion is going to be completely dead? What do you see in terms of spirituality, the direction that we're going, whether it's the New Age community? by like 2040, what do you think it's going to look like out here, especially with AI out here? What do you think things are going to look like?
There are three things that are threatening the existence of the church right now. And shameless plug, we got a lecture coming up at the end of this month, the When in Rome series, with Vicky.
I heard Vicky, right?
Yeah, we got Vicky
Shout
coming
out.
in the building. Shout out to Vicky, right?
That's
Billy.
gonna be fire.
So
That's
the
gonna be
existential
fire.
threats facing the church right now is AI 1, ET 2, LGBT 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we can talk about any one of those three or all three if that's what you choose to do, and I can explain what the existential crisis is that faces the church in this pinnacle time of it ushering or moving from the Piscean age to the Aquarian age. So we know that the streets need a body in order to signal the end of the age.
Ooh. Shit. You ain't have to say it like that, man. The street, they need somebody to be sacrificed.
It just the institution, the sounding of a bell, something that's so profound and paramount that you like, we off that. We on something totally new. How can a new earth emerge with old institutions that held back, right?
There you go.
The functionality and the freedom of the earth, the earth's ability to stretch her arms, you know what I'm saying? And twerk or do whatever she wants to do as Mama Earth. You know what I'm saying? That's her business. But too many men have been telling Mama what she should do with her body and her expression for way too long. And the church is at the forefront of that. So the church is at a pinnacle moment going into the Aquarian age. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Uranus and Aquarius is the energy that governs the LGBT community. So there's going to be more of an expression of that. And right now, Pope Francis is attempting to counter that head on by telling the church, you either gonna change and go with the flow of where things, because he's an astronomer and astrologer, so he knows what time they're in, and they're traditionalists that are stuck in Piscean that is like, nah, we're not willing to change nothing. We're not making no concessions. You know what I'm saying? Right. We're rigid. We're going down. We're sticking to the script and going down exactly how we came in this thing. You feel me? And he's like, that's not gonna work. So they have an inner war, a civil war going on in the church dealing with that. Boom, aliens, right? The existence of aliens calls into question, if God is not God on every planet, does it still pack the punch? If they don't know about Jesus, you know what I'm saying? And Draco,
right? Draco Minor, and they got
Draco Minor, you know what I'm saying? If the Pleiadians don't come here and co-sign that narrative, that's going to throw everything into a flux, because God is only needed and necessary when there's variables. If you erase the variables, what you need God for?
So, Blue, hold up now, Blue. Hold up. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Will the aliens be the new religion? And when I say that, say if we have what do they call that? When the aliens make contact, what's that called?
Contact.
Yeah, let's just say contact. Will people start? Because you could already see all the Tahuti talk. Niggas is waiting to worship a Tahuti. Niggas is waiting to worship a Inky, or they waiting to worship somebody new. They need a new Jesus. Right. So is the alien, all this alien stuff, is that the new religion? Say a nigga named Inky or Tahuti or Horus or hit the planet. That might be the new Jesus, Blue.
He's snatching them all up, right? He knocking all of his hoes. It's stable talk. This is pimp and hoe terminology that's going on. So if he come through, he gonna knock the whole stable.
But run with them. But him knocking the whole stable will only fit into the Antichrist narrative. So that's
they already wrote that in the script.
They wrote that in the script. So anything coming along, whether it's, now I'm gonna let Blue finish.
Nah, go ahead.
Whether it's AI, because what AI is going to usher in is the transhumanistic movement, and it's also going to usher in AGI, right? Well, AGI will produce something that will be Christ-like or God-like, machine city in the Matrix. It'll be omnipotent, omnipresent. That's why the Pope is taking the front and the center about this whole AI talk. What he's doing is
and he's talking about aliens too.
Right. But they usher. So they are the ones who historically usher in the anti because that is the, you know what I mean, that's the seat of all of that. It's not like the Antichrist is going to pop up and be opposite of them. No, they're the ones ushering that in. So it's coming through the AI when it becomes intelligence, when it gains consciousness. They're projecting 2035 or 2030. I just
Okay.
read a whole PDF from an OpenAI whistleblower, and he lays it out verbatim.
Oh, let me show you something. Okay, hold on.
So you have Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Anderson Horowitz. There's a gang of them inside of big
Ray
tech.
Kurzweil, right?
Ray Kurzweil. These are billionaires, and what they're doing is trying to cheat death. So they're going for immortality. They're attempting to cheat death by way of this quote unquote the AI breaking down the genome, looking
Yeah.
for the God particle, and they're also trying to
Biomeds.
slow down aging, huh?
The biomeds and all of that. The biomed.
Right. So imagine what kind of technocracy
Yeah.
will arrive
They
if you
said right. They said if you could live until the next 5 years, you'll be able to live at least until 500.
right. So they're promising this type of Superman. It goes all the way back into German with the Ubermensch and the Superman.
Right.
They're tapping into that in real life. We are in the 5th epoch, according to Ray Kurzweil, of us. No, we're in the 4th epoch, I believe, of a 6th epoch manifesto that he's laid out for what they call transhumanism. And these are multi-billionaires who are utilizing data, they're utilizing AI, they're utilizing quantum, and they're utilizing all of this money that they have or all of this collected resources to make this possible. Because imagine if these people cheat death or are able to extend life an extra extra few hundred years, but you have to be a billionaire. You have to have a certain amount of Bitcoin, or you have to have some type of, asset in order to live that type of life. That's what these technocrats are into right now. All of these tech people, they are, if you hear them complaining about AI, it's all theater. It's not real. The Pope had a sit down with the G7, and he never mentioned the fact that AI is already at war right now.
Yeah.
He didn't say a word. So, yeah, but that's and like Blue said, this whole thing about the aliens, the Harvard report that just came out about 3 scenarios dealing with extraterrestrial. I mean, they laid out
Right.
a 3-tier chess. They did it on 3 levels. They gave you some unescapable scenarios in which to, observe. So it's basically it's a rollout. It's a
Right. What were
rollout.
those scenarios?
Hmm?
What were those scenarios?
The scenarios is that the aliens are living amongst us. They are basically being able to do the same thing that the Hollywood studios are able to do with these skin masks and
Massive.
makeup.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So they walk amongst us. There's another theory that they're on the dark side of the moon and whatnot. There's bases on the moon and they're on the dark side of the moon. And then the other theory is that they are inside of the earth, going with
Interterrestrial.
Yes, interterrestrial.
Mhm.
All 3 of these theories have been
And again, shout out to Q Reeves. I like how
yes.
he made that connection. And shout out to Dr. B Serious. I have to make that bridge that connection, because when he taught us about toxoplasma,
Yes.
right? And its ability, or the fact that it is quote unquote extraterrestrials from another part of the quote unquote, so it's from another existence. It's
Right.
not terrestrial. It comes from
That's
somewhere
terrestrial.
else. And its intelligence, as a drone, it has the ability to override human intelligence. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So when you speak about fungus, when you speak about parasites, that is alien intelligence. That is AI by way of alien intelligence. That stuff
Right.
has been here for billions of years, populating and inoculating. And it what? It, you know, shit. You gotta go through the spores to gain access You know what I'm saying? To the
Right.
swell of information and knowledge that's in that spore or that spore has access to. So what's more intelligent, or what has the faster through way to get to that intelligence? You would think parasites, as well as quote unquote, all of those things are also interterrestrial intelligence.
Indeed.
Because
You
we
know
could
what?
look at
Yeah.
this thing and it could just be the size of an insect or even microscopic and smaller.
Hold up. Somebody said aliens already took over, didn't they? We the Christ supposed to take care of all Earth, optimum, universal society, mind, body, spirit, user show. Okay. All right, I hear you. All right, all right. And
Earth is the airport.
Florida native said, "Ain't no aliens, nigga." All right.
Yeah, the Earth is an
Okay.
airport.
All
You
right.
know,
All right. You know what? And just to keep things moving. You know what is gonna be, since we're talking about the return of Christ consciousness, and I loved how we started out with the fabric, and we're encompassing different. We talked about faith, we talked about different things, consciousness we must have. I think one of the biggest things that's going to show a return of this Christ consciousness is the music revolution that will happen, the music renaissance that will take place. I think that Professor James Small said music controls every level that we go through in society, whether it's school, whether it's entertainment, whether it's sports, whether it's education. Like, this music thing is big. So
touches everything.
Yeah, man. What do you think? Will there be a new genre of music with the coming Christ consciousness? You see how they got like Afro beats and this and that. Will they? Can rap do it, or will there be a whole new genre that represents the Christ consciousness?
Well, the fastest and the strongest emerging genre of rap is Christ rap.
Right.
Well, right now?
Yes.
Super
Christ rap.
They got Christ trap.
Yeah.
They got.
Hold up, blue. Hold on. What the Christ trap?
Bro.
Oh God, I've heard
and it slaps.
Trapping for Jesus.
Oh, trapping. Wow.
Bro.
Wow.
And the shit slaps. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole variance right now of Christ themed, Christian themed music. And they, it got a splash of woke in it. So it don't sound as generic and as the other stuff. It slaps, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even battle rap, right? With A-Ward in them. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's mad battle rappers just coming on that energy, this cleaning whole crews up.
Facts.
So that's happening. But yes, I think that there's gonna be a morphing or a merger, where metaphysics or spirituality is gonna have. I think they're gonna produce that artist that takes the conversation outside of the basement, for lack of a better term. And I'm not saying that our genre exists in the basement per se, but I'm watching these narratives on all of these podcast posts. Kendrick, in particular, when I'm looking at every day, what's Matt Hoffa's joint called? Expert Opinion. Yeah, and he's explaining through two different podcasts, the Common Sense podcast and the one he had with Talib. As a New Yorker, he's explaining his hangups and frustration with consciousness or backpack rap or anything that deals with information that's counter to the crack rap era that we all grew up in. Anything that speaks about accountability, responsibility, or growing up. These niggas don't want to grow up. And they feel uncomfortable if you're even suggesting that they have to grow up. They'll rather knuckle up than grow up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there has to be.
Who said they'd rather knuckle up than grow up? Jesus Christ. Wow.
But you can see it.
Wow.
Look at it in battle rap. Look, and then I'm looking at what Lux went through. I'm looking at the fact that Lux had a shirt on in a ring that said healthy, and his opponent had a shirt on that said death. And then
I didn't even know that. You told me. You said I didn't even know that. You dropped that.
Two paradigms that was at play in that battle. And in the third round, Nitty told you what his frustration was with Loaded. Yo, we feel left out of these conversations, homie. And
Mm.
we need the hug that y'all offering, but y'all being too distant. So there has to be an artist that's gonna come that's gonna bridge our worlds because we are one. We're not separate from them. Them the homies. We need them as much as they need us. But it's
Facts.
time that we come together. You know what I'm saying? And not like no beatnik or what have you. But if people are able to flirt with the idea of Kendrick doing what he just did, that's going to create a dichotomy. And rest in peace to Existention. Yesterday was his transition day 6 years ago, and we covered that extensively on this channel. And I
Yeah.
still get feedback from mothers and children that say thank you because we touched on the topic when other people wouldn't, right? And we're speaking about these younger artists like we care because we do care about them. They are paramount to everything, the foundation of our existence. So yes, I think there's gonna be some breakout artists that are gonna come and merge the genres and go like, independently go diamond type of activity because the highest selling artist ever, or the person that they said was the number one album was Lauryn Hill. That's a conscious artist. The number one
Facts.
streamed song on the planet ever, that's Kendrick Lamar. That's a conscious artist. You know what I'm saying? The top selling artists, and the way that they're applauding Outkast and Andre 3000 for what they did with it. Those is conscious
Yeah,
artists.
yeah. Music touches the soul, Blue, and you can't touch the soul. And no offense to Sexy Red, but you can't touch the soul with her music or the drill rap. It's entertaining if you want to
It's,
call it that, but it doesn't touch the soul. So we
Mm-mm.
it's
need
touching the
something.
mhm,
Go ahead, bro. What
touching
you
the
about to say?
lowest chakra.
Yeah,
It's charging up the root chakra. It's helping people. It's an escape route.
Tape,
It's
right?
the opiate, right? It's it's almost like drowning in liquor or drowning in the spirits and whatnot. But
yeah.
it's feeding the lust. It's feeding this part of people that want to just scratch and itch. But that is one of the most dangerous parts in these day and ages that we're in right now to succumb to. So, what's attached to Christ consciousness
Right.
is actually detachment. What's attached to Christ consciousness is actually resistance. What's attached to Christ consciousness is control of the lower self. You can't be, you can't be on demon time and be tapping into Christ consciousness. That's not how it works because Christ consciousness is attached to character. Christ consciousness is attached to virtuosity. Christ consciousness is attached to you dumping that fucking karma that everybody came here with. So if you're
Right.
not focusing on some type of detachment from the carnal self or detachment from lust or detachment from all of these things, you are tapping into the opposite of Christ consciousness. You know what I'm talking about? You're tapping into the lower self. You're tapping into this demon time that everybody seems to be on. And if you really pay attention and look at people through your feed and whatnot, like you looking through the blinds in that meme and whatnot, or people on your social feed, you can see that they being taken over by something that is not Christ-like. You dig what I'm saying? So people are out here talking about liberation, but they're liberating themselves into the lower rungs of this quote unquote plane of existence that we're on. So what people don't realize is the more you quote unquote fail in these tests, because you always getting tested. And what this culture, this deaf culture is telling people is how to finesse, how to get over, how not to suffer, how not to go through your testing, your trials and tribulations, how to get around that. You know what I'm talking about? How to sit at the feet of a master and be humble and learn how to get that shit microwavable,
Run off on a plug.
how to run off on a plug, right? How to sleep with other men's women and whatnot, how to be envious, how to be jealous. They are dumping all of the evils on these people, and it's coming through these artists, and they're and like Blue said, I realized with the Kendrick and the Drake thing, what this whole business is being built off of. It's a hype machine. It involves the bloggers, the podcasts,
Mm.
these faceless pages, and Breakfast Club and Vlad and all. Once they start puffing you up and saying your name in a certain light, once they start putting that machine behind certain artists, you become blinded. You could
Yeah.
almost become blinded as to what you're really looking at, bro. I seen what it looks like when the machine is turned all the way on for you, and then I seen what it looks like when them niggas turn that shit down and they don't give you what you have due. Because with Kendrick Lamar, it's 20v1. It's not 20v1 on Drake. It's 20v1 on Kendrick. There's a whole industry of artists right now who will not conform. They are not trying to get down with that bandwagon. They are hating through the podcast, through the blogs, through all of these quote unquote industry plants. You can see
like Blue said, it almost like they feel left out of that conversation when
they feel threatened. Rich, the money is going to dry up. The easy money, all of these things.
There was a dude in the industry. I forget his name. The dude that had the show with academics on Complex.
Wayno.
What was it?
Wayno.
So this is when the Kendrick and Drake, they was going back and forth with each other, and he said something interesting. He said he didn't like the fact that, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm not quoting him verbatim.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to get at him, and it was just very interesting to me. And then Blue Pill saying what he said made me think of this. He said that he was tired of them talking about fatherhood. Like they was talking about, oh, well, you're a bad dad, and oh, this with your dad. And he was like, yo, I don't want to hear that shit in the battle. And
right.
I'm like, so what do you want to hear about in the battle? About who sold the most keys?
Rumors.
What's wrong with putting fatherhood in a battle, exposing somebody for being a deadbeat dad? That's part of it. Battle rap is a part of exposure, is a big part of battle rap. I'm gonna expose this about this nigga and show people who this nigga really is. So what was wrong about showing that, hey, this dude is a potential deadbeat? He ain't there for his kid. He's a bad example, bad role model. He doesn't. And Kendrick was like, he put his his kids to sleep at night. He was like, you don't know nothing about that. And he had a whole scheme. And he kept saying, you don't know nothing about that.
Right.
And it was like, hold up, Red. It was like the dude got offended by that. And I'm like, damn, this is what it's about, huh? So when Blue said that, I'm like, yeah, they do feel left out when we start talking this kind of shit. They like, fatherhood, man. Listen, just because you got a bad relationship. Yeah. So it's like, it's very weird. And it's almost like, how do you connect with somebody who feels like they can't, you're not trying to distance yourself from them, but they just feel like they can't be down with whatever you're talking about because they can't tap in. Say, I'm talking about the law of attraction. Some people say, man, that shit is bullshit, simply because they don't know how to utilize it. So it's almost like I feel like, how do you reach those people who feel left out and feel like they can't tap into your frequency?
Right. So Hit Dog Bark.
Question we should be asking one another that, because I know we've all experienced it in our lives with close friends, family, you know what I'm saying, and people who couldn't go along. What do you do?
Right.
Those people sometimes turn into your biggest detractors, your biggest haters.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're like, damn, well, how did that happen? I thought you was trying to go with me a second ago. Yeah. And now you trashing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Thinkers, doers, and knowers. So you out here doing it and they're not. And all of a sudden that becomes an issue. You know? So Hit Dog's Bark and Kendrick's bars were so effective that other people felt what he was saying, bro.
Yeah.
Like these niggas was offended because they got hit with them shots that he threw at Aubrey. You feel me? Yeah. They was like, I don't want to think. I'm tired. He's making me think, bro. I'm offended. Get back to the rap. That's what they was like. Get back to the rap. Stop making me think. There's about 4 or 5 different people out there who make the same remarks.
That saying, give us a bop. That means just like they told
lull us to sleep.
Hold on, just like they told LeBron, shut up and dribble.
Right.
Give us a bop is like, nigga, I just want to dance.
I just want to dance, bro.
I want to party and bullshit. Like all of this higher mind and thinking and being responsible. What you think I take all these drugs for? To get away from that.
Right.
Why y'all gotta go in like that, man? And we talking about Christ consciousness, so I wanted to put this on.
Absolutely.
I want to put this on the screen. This brother continues to wear this, and he continues to, I guess, embody that consciousness. And Drake kind of represented the machine. So if we're talking about the second coming of Christ and it being an energy and consciousness, we've seen a huge example of that this year with the biggest song this year, They Not Like Us.
Right.
So shout out And shout out to Drake for doing what Drake has been an amazing. And people get mad when I give Drake compliments, but Drake has been amazing in certain aspects to hip hop culture. I really appreciated his record back to back, and I think that he's an amazing competitor. But he just, Kendrick got the best of him this time, so we got to acknowledge Kendrick for what he did and give him his props. So shout out to Kendrick. I want to call okay.
I mean, again,
Florida native, you got something negative to say too much, bro. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I mean, like, come on, Florida native, man. You ain't got the. I mean, come on, brother. It's Christ consciousness.
Yeah, Florida native. Again, what we're speaking about is the personification. He's operating in a mythos, in the phase of a mythos. He's an archetype. This man is wearing the crown, but specifically telling you he's not your savior, right? He has a whole song about it. So it's that subtle nature of the message that's being conveyed. He went up against someone that was calling himself the sixth god. Automatically, the number 6 is dealing with materialism, right? It's that Roman numeral is dealing with materialism. It's a lower aspect. It's 6 ether as opposed to 9 ether. So what we witnessed once again was, an aspect of a battle. All battles are framed as light versus dark, good versus evil, real versus unreal. So this person who considered himself integral in terms of protecting the art, right? And where the art is at in his heart, hence the fact that he has songs called The Heart, versus someone who's hybridized, who has commercial success, but his heart may not be in the same place because they don't come from the same space. They're not like us, and they can't go to the depths of DNA where it's royal at when it's time to what? Free the slaves.
Free the slaves.
So what would Christ do? Christ would free the slaves.
Free the slaves.
You feel me? Christ wouldn't be caught up in conversations talking about my dogs this and my dogs that. That's a Christ that has lost his way. We seen Pac go through that. Shout out to him too. It was his born day. We seen that dichotomy between the Gemini. So this Gemini versus Scorpio dichotomy is again the nuances, the ability to be able to look at it in the context of us coming up on a 28 year anniversary of Big and Pac. And them finally, the facts of what happened to them coming to the forefront. And also Jay and Nas, because this is a pinnacle moment to revisit that battle. And we can definitively say that Nas won. Now we see that the ether will still seep through your soul however many years later. Make your soul burn slow. That man is a shell of himself right now, right? And we know that Nas's heart was in it, and we see where Jay was at. Jay's the Drake version, and we see that Nas was the Kendrick version in regards to this battle, right? Too big to fail, but God, I'll be damned if they ain't fall on their face. So here we have it.
Yeah,
right.
The king rises in the West, and today he's inaugurating that at the Forum in Inglewood, and they're gonna crip walk this boy into a casket on Juneteenth of all days. Yeah, that is the archetype for the messianic force that I want to listen to. And we have choice. I'm exercising my choice.
Right. Indeed.
Oh
man. No, this is JB the student said this topic bangs. Yeah, it definitely does. It's all about timing. The topic and its timing, what Blue's been talking about for years, what Red's been talking about for years. And just everything put together, what happened with Drake and Kendrick, wearing this and representing what he represented. It's just the perfect time for this conversation. It's the perfect time for this energy. So let me get rid of. We're gonna say goodbye to Florida, everybody. We're gonna hold up. We're gonna get rid of. We gotta say goodbye to this brother. All right. But yeah, that's what it's just perfect timing. It's just perfect timing. So let me ask y'all this. So one of the things Dick Gregory always said when he came on my show, he would say, "It's a game. It's all a game. It's a game." He always said, "It's a game." Huh? Yo, he had the best. You know how James Brown had his shit?
Yeah.
Dick Gregory had the best.
Yeah. He had that.
I'm gonna sample that and I'm gonna put that on the beat. I'm gonna put that. Dr. B got it a little bit.
That's an
Dr. B
ad-lib.
got it a little bit, but
Yeah, he throw it in there.
yeah,
You know,
but
Dr. B he be pulling it. But yeah, you got that's an ad-lib.
yeah. But in terms of this being a game,
Mm-hmm.
I guess what I want to talk about, first thing I want to touch on about this being a game is, I think something that we take for granted, and that, you know, being that there's such a disconnect between, you know, we talked about Sexy Red and we're talking about Kendrick and we're talking about the elders in hip hop and Hip Hop 50 and just, you know, even the elders in the conscious community and the young brothers and sisters in the conscious community, and you see the disconnect. People take for granted how important giving somebody game is. That's a slang word, so maybe y'all could intellectualize it. But say when I was young, I didn't have a dad, so my uncle gave me game when I was a certain age. I started chilling with my uncle around 2021, and he gave me certain game. And we see so many mistakes being made, and people not going into, we talked about faith, people not walking in faith, walking into their destiny because they wasn't given game. That's so important for somebody to give you, pass down game to you, pass down advice to you, tell you, yo, don't do this, don't do that, watch out for this, watch out for that. Can you talk to me about the importance of giving somebody game? Very underrated, very, very underrated.
Right. The game is to be sold, not told. Right. That's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I hear. Snoop. Who said that? Snoop?
They say life is a B, right? A B word.
Yes.
And in order to get the woman, you got to have a game, right?
Yes.
So the facts of life are passed down from mouth to ear. You feel me? It's been they've been doing that since time immemorial. They've been passing down game from mouth to ear. And the game, based off of what you're being told or what you were taught, can help save you in life, depending on your environment. Okay. So kids in the hood, they got the game on how to survive. You feel me? They got the game at an early age on how to survive because the stakes were higher where they lived than in the suburbs and whatnot. In the suburbs, they basically got the game on how to maintain life in the suburbs at a very early age. So they teaching them financial literacy. They teaching them how to hunt. You know what I'm talking about? But in the hood, they also teaching them how to hunt. And they also teaching them a level of financial security. So it ain't where you're from, it's where you at. And the game changes based on that. You know? So when you go to college, you get in that academic game. When you in the streets, you get in that street knowledge. You feel me? When you behind the wall, you get in that they say that when people get locked up, why do they say they went to college? They came home from the university, right? Because they surrounded by game and they're learning the game of life. Because keep in mind, Rich, you could learn a lot from people's mistakes.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, they say a fool could teach a wise man.
Yes.
You feel me? So, you know, you get taught the game and then you see how people carry themselves and the results of them not following the game. And then that game becomes solidified in your mind because you like, show enough. You know what I mean? What I was taught by the OGs not to do, look at this person doing that. And now look where they at. The OGs will tell you, man, that thing between your legs will take you down, brother. You got to be able to manage your lower self. You got to be able to control your urges and whatnot. If you're going to play in this game and whatnot, you can't be lame to the dames. And then you look at the majority of the people who fell on their swords, it got something to do with them not being in control of that part of themselves. That's game right there that will keep you sustained, brother.
Yeah, they call that being game goofy.
So there you go, Blue. There you
game, go. It's game is like air. It's like breathing breath into somebody's, lungs. If you really care about someone, you're going to give them the game because that's the data sets that they need to operate in this
Yeah.
simulation. And
Mhm.
like Red said, it's different data sets to go based on different environments because the game ultimately is you mastering the maze or the game. The game is for you to master the game, and the game that for you to master is the maze, and the maze is your environment. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Once you
Mhm.
master your environment, you've mastered the game because these are the instructions. These are the things that you're going to need to navigate this terrain, to move in a room full of vultures. You know what I'm saying? To operate at your highest potential so you can, on that hero's journey, ultimately get to that place of Christ consciousness. But you have to preserve your vessel in order to get there. And you're going to go through harrowing roads. You're going to go through, lions and alligators, tigers and bears,
Right.
all of those things proverbially. But the game that's given to you is going to help you eliminate that. Oh, that's fear. That's false appearance. That's false evidence appearing real. You know what I'm saying? I already got the game on that. I ain't
Yeah.
getting tripped up on that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we got to ask, who was giving Jesus the game since we're talking about Christ consciousness?
Ooh, nigga said who was giving Jesus the game?
He was
Mm.
fatherless, right?
Ah,
Who was his big homie?
who is
Because by
oh
the time he
shit?
met John the Baptist, he was already he already had the game.
Didn't he go to
Because John
Tibet?
the Baptist
Didn't
had to
this?
see the game in him to be like, boy, you cold blooded.
Didn't Jesus go to Tibet in his teenage years or
He
something
went
like
to
that?
Kemet.
Yes.
Kemet. Okay, yeah.
He went to Kemet. His missing years, I believe, which were 12 years, right? He went to
Right.
Kemet, and that's where he got the game. And they said India, the things that he exhibits, and the scholars that study what the things that have been said about him, they say, oh, this comes directly out of the mystery systems of Kemet, and also, like you said, Tibet. That aspect of Indus Kush by way of maybe Tibet being the intercessor, right, the middle
Mm-hmm.
ground or what have you. But that's where he gets his game from, and he comes back to the plains of from whence he came, and he starts exhibiting his game, right, and he wows the people. Same way that when Moses went to Kemet, he was able to exhibit the game. Same way that when Joseph went to Kemet, he came back and was exhibit the game. Same way that when Pythagoras comes to Egypt or
Right.
Kemet, he goes back. He's able to what? Get they got new vernacular. They got the
Mm.
game.
Mm-hmm.
New
They
Mm-hmm.
done came
lexicon.
across some people that had wild game and wild swag, and they
Right.
just gave them a
Right.
little bit of sauce, and they went back and they was in the man and they little town. They was a big
Right.
Right.
fish in a little pond.
From
And
mouth
they
to
like,
ear.
damn, yeah.
So to show you how important game is, Rich and Blue, if you knew what you know now when you was 12 years old, would you be lit?
Super.
Because you gain game with experience.
Right.
So if
Right.
you knew what you know now when you were 13 years old, what would life be like for you?
Man.
And I'm talking about, yeah. So that's the importance of what game is. Game is wealth, game is value. And Blue
It is
said,
well. It is well.
if somebody loves you, they're gonna give you the game, they're gonna pour into you and give you those. That's why they call it pitching pearls and dropping jewels.
Right. Gotta put something down to pick something up, little man.
Little
You feel
man.
Yeah,
me? But it's
that's
no,
super
like
important.
you said, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
Blue.
like you said, bro, it's very imperative and important. Like I had a moment this Father's Day. I put it, I was putting posts up. I was sending messages, to exemplary fathers in the community that I have come across, yourself included, Brother Rich and Red, um, you know, and I was thinking about the importance of a father in one's life. I had did a sermon earlier that morning, and I had to go deeper into the ideology of God being a father and possibly being the first absentee father, and what that signal has reverberated through many different cycles and generations. That I'm like, yo, like he really wasn't there, like he really don't got no grandchildren, like we never seen him with a wife. And I was thinking about my own father and how my father was able to instill a functional form of fear in me that I didn't see him either because he came home late at night. But the fear was functional enough where it wasn't crippling. But I was like, nah, I don't want to see him, even when he do come home at night on the bad side of things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yo, he put me in game. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, look how it helped me. Because I don't know if he ever was, because he used to threaten us like he was gonna knuckle up, and he said he used to box it. He had fast hands and shit, and we just ain't want to find out the wrong way. But I'm like, damn, son put me in game, but it saved my life potentially.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I never grew to find out whether that was the real deal or not, but it was enough for me to be like, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So even if he sold me a wolf ticket, look what it did for me. And I was so thankful for that. And I'm like, damn, like that's game. And game is so important. And I really wish that these young men out here can have that, can have access to that. Because without it,
But
that's
listen,
mhm.
Blue, listen. You said you wish the young men out there could have that. But listen, Blue. Sister here said female here, the game was never shared with me. You
I
know
know.
what's, and I want to ask y'all this.
Sure.
And this is very important, y'all. Don't sleep because we're using slang terminology. It's
Mhm.
something that's so vital in life. It could mean life or death. What I find, let me get your opinion, and then y'all can chime in on this in the chat if y'all agree or disagree. I find that men pass down game to the younger brothers more than the older woman pass down game to the younger females. It almost seems as though, from what I've seen, just observe, I'm a Virgo, so I'm super analytical with everything. It
Mhm.
almost seems like the females let the younger woman set themselves up. They
Ugh.
like, yeah, bitch, walk right into that trap, bitch, because I walk into that trap. You gonna
Ooh.
walk in there too. My nigga ain't shit, your nigga ain't shit either, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost, and let me know
You
your
wanted
experience,
something.
because I feel as though the OGs, a crackhead OG will pass down game to me. They did that. OGs that they may have made they may be deadbeat dads, they may have made all the mistakes in life. They'll still look at me, see a little potential, and be like, yo, don't be hanging with them niggas, or don't be doing this, or don't be doing that. Yo, bro, there's something about you. They would just talk
Right.
to me. And these is brothers that you would think like they made that, they was dust heads,
Right. Right.
crackheads,
Right.
all of that, all the negatives. But I didn't see that with the sisters in the hood. Talk to me about that.
Whew. Man, you hit on something that my lady shared with me and
Oh,
has been attempting, to have me see it from that perspective.
yeah,
That she said that, their grandmothers, their aunties, and their mamas was still reeling from a lot of bad experiences, and they was dealing with their own traumas, and they was borderline. They not necessarily that they was hating on men. So when they did tell them, it wasn't necessarily, it was like, yo, go get your money. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna
right,
come at you like this. They're gonna, and especially you little bitch, because you got X, Y, and Z going on. So there's a element of hatred because I think that women in particular are always going to be mindful of their biological clock because they, operate according to cycles,
Mm.
mm,
right? Case in point, and I know this be throwing astrologers off, but y'all do your research. In Kemet, Saturn was always looked at as governed by all set, right? That stuff that y'all dealing with now, that's neo, that's new stuff that comes with postmodernism of how they remix
uh-oh,
information when they took it from
uh-oh,
Kemet. But Saturn was always understood. You can't be father time. The mother governs the cycles. It's a natural cycle. She goes through it every 27 to 28 days, y'all. Not men. She's more than a vessel. I'm sorry. But when it comes to, giving her game and women fortifying younger women, there's always that potential of, I think, in the back of their mind, I'm training my replacement. You feel
mm,
me? I'm training my
yeah,
replacement. And and again, if that's not the case, then things are still being taught to them from a very defeated or angry place. Like, yo, they're gonna do this to you because they did this to me. So what chance does that give her? Right? but also to put her out there with fake optimism, that's also going to potentially set her up. So at what point, do they still like hold on because somebody's teaching them the princess program? Where they encountering a princess program, and is that only coming from Nickelodeon? Is that only coming from TV? Or is their mother also telling them, or their, women that are women figures in their lives, and they're telling them, yeah, there's a Prince Charming out there for you and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just continue doing X, Y, or Z, or avoid doing X, Y, or Z, right? Or replace the nigga with a white horse with a nigga with a white Porsche.
Red, you want to chime in on that?
I think it goes both ways. You got mothers that are known as crones and whatnot. You got mothers that are some on OG status. Blue, earlier I was talking to Knowledge about Jackie Rowe. That was Mike Tyson's sister who put us in the game. You know what I mean? Back in like '98, and she's like Flatbush. She's like Brooklyn's Griselda. You know what I mean? She has she has this godmother type of energy, and she knows everybody.
Yeah, and she attempted to put so many people onto game, the women.
Ooh, man.
She would flip on them, right? Because they won't listen. They wanted what they want. They want to slide with Baby.
They want to slide with Mike. Yep.
They want to slide with Mike. So she used to attempt to stop these women from potentially prostituting themselves. And that don't mean exchanging, sex for currency. Sometimes you could be prostituting yourself if you a throwaway in the eyes of this dude, but you lying to yourself, and they're telling you what the body, like, yo, the trajectory is this. You just gonna be another body. Oh, nah, he told me X, Y. Come on, you game goofy now. Yeah. Now you're not listening to what's being told, and then you end up crashed up, and then here you come crawling back to the person who attempted to put you on the game. So I learned from observing and watching that you can't save people from themselves sometimes.
Indeed. Yeah, a lot of testimonies in the chat. I appreciate the honesty, the transparency from the sisters. Yeah, hit a vein. And we got to do that. If we're going to experience, listen, family, if we're going to experience the second coming of Christ consciousness, we're going to be hitting some veins. We're going to ruffle in some feathers. Some people are going to feel uncomfortable, but it's okay. It is okay. I was uncomfortable when I learned to play the piano because my fingers and my body wasn't used to the movement. But eventually, after the uncomfortability, it felt amazing. Blue Pill talks about resistance that you experience when you're in the gym. It feels uncomfortable. So don't run away when something feels uncomfortable. Sometimes you got to embrace that, and it gets better. It gets better. It gets way better. But yeah, go ahead, Red. You want to
sitting in the lotus pose? Right? When you're sitting in the lotus pose, and it begins to become uncomfortable, you are told that you are not to stretch out your legs because you void the whole process. You are to actually breathe through what they call is the pain, and then it's going to go away, but it'll come back again. What that is your karma burning up. You know what I'm talking about? Surfacing. You are going through all of this pain. You are going through this restriction because you are working through some of the things that are binding you. So pain in Western society, they're teaching us pain, and they're teaching us about struggle the wrong way. This is not a spiritual Eastern society. This is a Western society, and it's backwards. You know what I'm talking about? Them people in Asia and other places, they smile at pain. They take it on. They walk through it because we're learned to run from pain, fight or flight and whatnot. But that's not how you reach that Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness was achieved through resistance. Christ consciousness was not achieved through the fixings of the material world. People think Christ consciousness is some chains and whatnot. They think Christ consciousness is somebody hopping out. Not to say that you are to be in poverty, no, but you are not to be attached to that. That cannot be your calling card. That's not your works. That's not your faith. You don't have faith in yourself be based off of what you own, because you own nothing. So we got to get it clear about what it is versus what it's not, and what it looks like and how it moves. And it's uncomfortability that people try to frown upon because we live in this this cookie cutter Instagrammed, curated world and whatnot, where they made it about the ego, and it's not about that. People are mistaken what spirituality and Christ consciousness is.
Talk to him,
Now,
Red. There you go. There you go, Red. Talk
can
to
I
him.
posit this last piece? That
Yes, sir.
the most beautiful thing to see, though, is a father who taught his daughter the game. You know what I'm saying? That is the most beautiful thing to do. And young brothers, you know what I'm saying? If you out there listening to this, it's imperative. And you can never stop teaching a daughter. You know what I'm saying? You have to continuously pour into, these women, these daughters out here, because they're up against so much, and every single day, something's pulling at them and challenging them to do opposite of what they're being taught and told about themselves. So it's imperative, for the brothers out there in particular, put your daughters on to game, because it's wild goofies out here, and you do not want to see her succumb to some weak ass nigga with some weak ass game.
Right.
You feel me? Teach your daughters the game.
Indeed. And I really appreciate this comment by Nada or Nada. I don't want to mispronounce your name, but the sister says this is the first space I feel comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's what there's something called there's a bias. Damn, I don't know the name of this bias, where we only seek information that validates what we already know. Growth is looking into confirmation bias. Thank you. Confirmation bias. Growth is about listening to things that you may not know. It may make you uncomfortable, but there's something, a fire inside of you that says, listen to that. So don't become a confirmation bias researcher and just go to things. Okay. Oh man. Yeah. That makes me feel good about what I already know. It's good to learn new things that make you feel uncomfortable, but you think, damn, he or she may be onto something. So I really appreciate this comment right here.
Yes.
And they say, yeah, y'all giving game tonight. Yeah, you damn right. We giving game. We damn right. Yeah, we giving very good game tonight. Listen, y'all, we about to wrap up soon. I really want to see y'all. If y'all, this show was, y'all know, I always use the word electric because that's the word I like to. This show was purely electric tonight. I really want to see y'all in Stonecrest, Georgia, August 10th and 11th. I don't care if y'all don't, if y'all ain't gotta listen, get the ticket. What a brother said, I'm gonna get the ticket, worry about the hotel and everything else later. Y'all will listen, we gods, y'all will find a way. Get your behinds down to Georgia, August 10th and 11th, because it will be life changing. I just shared the link in the chat, it's pinned at the top. You heard us talk earlier. I mean, listen, it's gonna be the biggest metaphysical event ever. Go ahead, Blue.
Shout out to my brother Supreme Understanding. He invited me out to some land that he has in Stockbridge over the weekend. So if the family even needs to pitch a tent and camp out for those 2 days, that's not outside of the realms of all possibilities of what this thing entails. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And people have done, they've done what they needed to do in order to do what they need to do. So
wait, Blue, how can they contact you for this if they interested in that? If they wanted to go that route, how would they contact you?
DM me and I'll put you directly in contact with Dr. Supreme Understanding. You know what I'm saying? You can either reach out to him directly on Instagram under Dr. Supreme Understanding, or you could hit me up in my DM and I'll give you details and forward, information. But yes, all roads should lead and converge to Georgia, to Atlanta, to Stonecrest. You know what I mean? It's going to be monumental, family. You do not want to miss this.
They're already like they down, Blue. Sister said I need to camp before I'm with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is also, we also got to put it in its perspective. You said it's a few days after Lionsgate, but it's going to start on the last day of the 50th anniversary of hip hop and begin on the first day of the 51st year of hip hop, August 10th and 11th. So that within itself is a gate, you know what I'm saying? A portal. But yeah, DM me, family. And yes, that's heights. Like, being like, yeah, I camped out them 2 days. You feel me?
That's still that's memories. That's a story you tell. That's experiential.
Yo, I had somebody
I camped out at the gas.
Facts.
This shit keep getting better and better, man. Come on, y'all.
I
Yo,
had somebody.
the link is at the top of hold up, bro. The link is at the
Right.
top of the chat. Click the link. Niggas, yo, they getting camped. Like, what the? I can't believe this is amazing. This is amazing. Click the link at the top of the chat. Come down. Listen, we 80% capacity. Get your tickets, family. Get your, I'm saying that because once it's done, I'm moving on and I'm gonna be talking, but get your tickets, family. Get your tickets. Go ahead. What y'all gonna say? Go ahead.
Nah, somebody called me the other day asking me about the after party if there was one.
Yeah, we it's in the works now. I talked to King Simon. I might be able to get another room in the spot to do the after party. So I gotta I'm thinking about it. I was at first I was like, I thought about it, then I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. And so many, the Discord is going crazy. They're like, yo, Rich, you gotta do it, you gotta do it, you gotta do it. So many people want the after party on Saturday. They want the Club 363 experience. So many people want to slow dance. Blue, I seen you slow dancing with your lady at the last Club 360. Blue had his lady. Blue was like, you are everything.
That's one of my favorite songs. I'm like, they threw my joint on. I'm not gonna miss. Again, this is it, y'all. Regardless of embarrassment or what, I'm not gonna miss the opportunity to have the experience. And this will be talking about this event, y'all. Don't miss the opportunity to have the experience, because high tides lift all boats. You're gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a celebratory experience. It's only gonna be high vibrational. So you know, come through. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. But gotta have a club. We, you know, and it would be dope if it would be right there. You know what I'm saying? I already worked in my mind what time I gotta leave to still be the next day to you know what I'm saying?
That's a lot on you, Blue. That's a lot on you because you got all that food. That's a lot on you. That's a lot, bro. If we able to do the after party at the venue in a different room, it'll make things so much easier. It'll make things. So I gotta link up with Jefferson and because he's the one that's been helping me out with the venue. Shout out to Athletics.
Yeah, he got you.
Yeah, we're gonna work it out. But y'all been saying so much, talking to me. Shout out to everybody who's been emailing me. I do get some of your emails, some of them I missed, but I am mindful of what some of your requests and what y'all would like to experience. So I'm keeping that in mind. Before we get out of here, gentlemen, anything y'all want to leave the people with? I mean, this was an amazing 10 out of 10 instant classic, amazing show, summertime show. What would y'all like to leave the people with before we get out of here on this Wednesday night?
Yeah, do me a favor.
Yeah,
I had put 2 links in the private chat. One of them is Connect to Your City. That is our broadcast channel for KTL Plus. We are focusing on networks right now. We have our own broadcast channel. You know what I mean? We're not allowing the YouTube taking our channel and other things to basically impede on what we're doing. And then we also have June the 30th, which is a Sunday, Red Pill, Blue Pill, and Vicky Dillard. We are going to be doing When in Rome, Jason months. So we're going to be forecasting what the next 6 months is going to be looking like. Jason starts in July, and this is going to be a very powerful lecture. It's forecasting the falling of the empire, as we've been doing since 2017 with the first When in Rome. So I appreciate everybody and give thanks, and we will see you in August. I will have Kings County clothing on deck. I'm going to be putting together some linen pieces, and I'm also going to be putting together some t-shirts that have the faces of the master teachers on those shirts. It will be my master series. So look out for that. You know, I'm talking about, we're going to go all the way back to the first meeting of the masters with Bobby and Khaled and all of the legends and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? So we're going to bring the vintage back. Shout out to AA.
Shout out to AA.
And we'll have some music in the building, and we got some chocolates and some other stuff. So tap in.
Loaded Luck's gonna be in the building too that weekend, y'all. So if y'all want to meet the brother Loaded Lux, he gonna be in the building. He's gonna be there. Loaded Beloved just won the battle. He just battled. He won. He will be in the building that weekend. So y'all get to meet Loaded Lux as well. I'm gonna make sure he
Yeah.
come to the after party if we do it. I wanted to. Somebody in the comments said something. I want to. Oh no, Huna, call me tomorrow. Call me tomorrow, Huna Flash. Call me tomorrow. Give me a call tomorrow, Huna. Shout out to Big Huna.
Yes,
Shout out to Big Huna.
Yes.
Give me a call tomorrow, Huna.
Again,
Yeah, Loaded Luck's gonna be there. Hold up, Blue. They
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
can you include the clothing types for women next week too?
Of course.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
Blue.
bring that.
Yeah, family. Next Wednesday, Blue's presentation. We put it in the ether. It's gonna be the biggest. The biggest. We're gonna be
It's-
talking about the subtle energy, something that we not tapping into enough. Listen,
It's
y'all.
gonna be functional and operative. It's not just information.
Yeah.
We're gonna materialize the material, family. Trust.
Woo. Yeah,
You're going there.
indeed. Yeah, so make sure y'all I put the link in the chat. Shout out to Vicky Dillard. I love Vicky Dillard's energy. The sister is absolutely electric, dynamic. A true, I want to say a true witch. I want to say a true witch in a good word. And when people think of witch, they think negative. But one of the Sybil, yeah, a powerful Sybil, a powerful spiritual. She's tapped in. Let me tell y'all this. Hold up. Let me tell y'all this. Because listen. Let me give y'all some game. Hold up. Let me give y'all some game. Brothers, let me give y'all some game. I know this may be a little confusing to a lot of brothers when y'all see certain sisters. Certain sisters may appear to be, some of our sisters, you hear them talk and they just be like, they so powerful. You be like, oh, and I'm using this word on purpose. You be like, this bitch is batshit crazy. The so-called batshit crazy sisters is the ones that's tapped in. There's something about when you're tapped in, you're not here all the time. You have a certain element to you where you're like, you're in and out, in and out, in and out. So certain sisters that's really tapped in, they may on the outside, they be like, oh shit, she batshit crazy. That's a byproduct sometimes of being psychic,
Right.
of being intuitive, of being really tapped in to the spirit world. And sometimes it's a byproduct. So fellas, don't get scared sometimes if you meet a sister. I'm not saying all of them. Don't some of the sisters is bad. You got to stay away from the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is sometimes a sister's just so tapped in. Like Vicky is a person will listen to Vicky be like, she got the gavel. She be like, come on now. She be banging up. She be like, come on now. Vicky is tapped in, y'all. And as a brother who's very, very intuitive, a brother who's tapped into my psychic energy, I recognize, I don't just say, oh, no, I recognize those are, I need them. I need them on my team. So I love having Vicky and I need them on my team. So yeah, fellas, just that's a little game for y'all, man. I just want to say, just want to share that, man.
Vicky is a powerhouse. She's one of the most resilient people that I know. If we only had an iota of an idea of the pain that she has to barrel through in order to be her big self, right? Because you're looking at a woman who her physical stature is one thing, but you know she's 9,000 feet tall. You know that. Anybody that knows Vicky knows how big she actually is. You know what I'm saying? All of that godliness in one body is like, yeah, you know, we're looking at something that we don't quite yet understand yet. She's a different entity altogether in regards to how close she is tapped into source. And I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? I've seen her go and pull from spaces and places that you know that she walks with trillions of ancestors.
Oh yeah.
And I feel for anybody or anything that gets in her way. You know what I'm saying? Because she's ordained. She's here with a purpose. She's on time and on assignment. And I'm honored, you know, to be able to extend anything that we can to amplify her voice and her message, because it needs to be heard. And she has a powerful one, specifically for women to get into their bag. She has spiritual game for y'all.
Truly,
she got spiritual game for y'all. You know what I'm saying? That you put on as your shield and your armor if you out here in the underworld specifically or in the wilderness. You need that game that she got because she went into the underworld. She done fed time. She done went up against these people. She done
Yeah.
stood on stages and you know chanted down Babylon. I done seen her at DC at the reparations
Yeah, I seen her.
rally the
Yeah.
other day. You know, spitting that fire. That fire. She's fearless, man. We need to protect and applaud Vicky, you know, and the contingency of women, like you said, such as her, that may get written off as crazy, but they are intuitive. They have a story to tell. They got one foot in the spirit realm, and that shit don't look pretty. Ain't supposed to look pretty.
Yeah.
We don't live in pretty
Talk to
times.
him, Blue. Indeed. Real quick before we get out of here, tell them one more time, Blue. This says where can we DM Blue and Red about camping out?
At Blue Pillar 44. That's my Instagram. At Blue Pillar PILLAR. At Blue Pillar 44. And if you don't have Instagram, because not everybody does, you can email me saying bluepillar44 at gmail.com. So either or way, you know, that you have to utilize, you can shoot me you know, an inquiry and I'll follow through with you.
Indeed. Red, give him your information. Oh, somebody said, will Vicky be there in August? I haven't talked to her yet. I gotta talk to her. I'll probably give her a call tomorrow. I have not talked to Vicky in a while. I will probably give her a call tomorrow and talk to the sister and see what her schedule is like. You know what? I talked to her at the very beginning of this year. I remember she was one of the first persons I told her about the idea before I even made an announcement. Right. But once things got rolling, I didn't talk to her, so I'll probably give her a call tomorrow and see what's on her schedule.
Yeah, but make sure you got a list of people because you know if they ain't heard from you, that means that they sitting there waiting and they
right. They're gonna be like, student, reach out to me. What's good?
Yeah, you know what I'm sorry.
I do wrong.
If there's people, I'm sorry, yo. There's so many things.
Let them know, please.
Yeah, my fault. If I haven't reached out to you, don't take it personal, man. It's just so many things, and I'm being mindful of the capacity that I could fit in there. I'm being mindful of that too. But yeah, I'm glad y'all mentioned Vicky. It's nothing that I didn't purpose. I just forgot to reach out to the sister. So much on my mind right now. But two people I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna call Vicky, and I was supposed to call Rod Hayes today. I'm gonna call Rod Hayes tomorrow because I'm gonna get him on. I might even have him on the show tomorrow if he's available. But I'm definitely gonna give Rod. If you're listening, I'm gonna give you a call tomorrow. And if you're listening, say something in the chat. But I'm gonna give Rod Hayes a call tomorrow. Definitely.
Indeed.
Yes.
Peace to brother Rod. If you could display my name, it's written on the thing, so people could the proper spelling of it. There it goes. That's me on Instagram, family. If you want to follow and tap in with the page.
And also one more time, since we just talking about Vicky, she's doing a webinar with Red and Blue, and the link is posted in the chat. There's a lot of things, family, that I started out the show talking about fan base and the importance of us starting our own social media. Yes. It's heavily censored on this platform, as y'all know. So many people do workshops and webinars and talk about things that can't be talked about on this platform. And this workshop is one of them. So shout out to Red and Blue for putting this workshop together. And the fact that they got Vicky Dillard down with them, I know this is going to be fire. Y'all can go to winningrome24.eventbrite.com to get your tickets. It's going to be a virtual. Anybody in the world could be at this one. So definitely check that out. And get that going. Definitely get that going. Get that going.
Appreciate you. No doubt.
Yeah. That's gonna be fire. That's gonna be fire.
Super fire.
I'm going to damn, C Diggs said, Brother Rich, you're bad. Don't say that, C Diggs. They said you're a bad secretary. Don't say that, C Diggs. Don't say that. Don't say that. What's up to C Diggs? C Diggs, did you get your since what's up? This is a regular supporter. Did you get your ticket to the gathering? And Brother Rich, good juju. She's lit in the Discord chat. She is in there. She is lit in there. Yo, Red and Blue, did I send you the link to the Discord yet?
Nah,
Not yet.
All right, I'm gonna send y'all that tomorrow. Because a lot of y'all gonna be popping in there, talking with the people, kicking in with the people. Shout out to Good Juju. She's gonna be there. And
Dope,
shout out
dope.
to Dave. Dave early. I seen Dave commented. He's a regular supporter. He's gonna be at the event as well. So some of my biggest supporters in the chat is gonna be at this event. Shout out to all of y'all. Yo, that camping thing with Blue, man. That's big, yo. That's what's up, man. I love that. I love that. There's so many different elements to this weekend, and it just keeps getting bigger. No, anyone can join the Discord. The Discord is for those who bought tickets. It's for everybody to get to know each other, vibe, and like I said, shout out to 19 Keys, have high level conversations with each other because it's so hard to have on an everyday consistent basis. So they're in there every day having a high level conversation, troll free, enjoying life, exchanging vibrant energy with each other leading up to the event. And that Discord will last. Yeah, that Discord will last until the event. And then after that, I'll end it and y'all could keep in contact whenever with whoever you so choose. But yeah, would that be? Let me get one question for Red and Blue before we get out of here. We're reaching the 2-hour mark. Let me see if there's when I send this. I'll send the Discord link out again to late tonight. I sent it out 2 days ago. I'll send it out late tonight. Oh, Good Juju, what was your question? Good Juju, my fault. Like I said, I'm moving so fast. Do I have a list of Black-owned establishments? King Simon just sent me some the other day. I will have the list to everybody because we still got over a month. By Blue Pill Show next Wednesday, I will have a huge list for all the Black-owned establishments for everybody coming to the venue. Next Wednesday, Brother Rich will have the list available. So yeah, next Wednesday, stay tuned for that. All right. All right. With that being said, I guess that's it, right, y'all? That's it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You said you were taking a question, but that was it. We good.
Okay. Well, I didn't see. Let me see if there's and shout out to 19 Keys. I'm gonna call that brother too. I gotta call Keys, and I know Keys' schedule be crazy because he all over the place. But I gotta get him on the show number 1 again, and also I would love for him to bring some of his products. So I gotta shout out to that brother right there. Somebody says, I see it speaking. I see it's one of the main speakers. Let me see. Damn. Yeah, just see.
Yeah, we good. It's been an amazing dynamic show. And we good. You know what I mean? The energy's great. So everybody. Appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'll see y'all in the Discord, and I'll see you next Wednesday.
All right. Yeah. Next Wednesday, Blue Pill, an amazing, epic presentation. We're going into the subtle energy body. This is a part of our body that often gets neglected because we only pay attention to what we can see, but what we can see is such a small fragment of the light spectrum. So yeah, I can't wait.
They've been asking for me to bring the breathing back. So trust me, y'all. We are fully functional with this, and we are going to tap in and magnify the subtle energy body of ours. We're just not going to talk. We're going to demonstrate. So please, let's pull up.
Indeed. Hey, with that being said, yo, Red Blue, I want to thank y'all, man. This is exciting. I love having shows like this where I leave more energized than what I came in. 2 hours of pure fire, pure electricity. Can't wait to see y'all August. I can't wait. And I'm signing up. I'm signing up for the joint y'all doing with Vicky Dillard. So let me share that one more time.
Yes.
Before we get out of here. One more time, because this is gonna be this is very important. This sister's energy, along with Red and Blue. If y'all like tonight's show, y'all definitely visit that. When in Rome 24.eventbrite.com. What's the date on this again, y'all?
June 30th.
June the 30th on a Sunday. It starts at 8 p.m. It will be recorded. It's gonna go about 6 hours because I know how each one of us give it up. June
Indeed.
the 30th.
Yeah, that would be the 7-year anniversary of 444, the album. So, you know, we're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it. It's gonna be some bombs on this one.
Right on the heels of the beginning of the Jason months. July, August, September, October, November. November ends with the election with Trump and Biden. This Jason month is going to be powerful. Please do not miss When in Rome. I promise you the empire is falling.
Yo, they said Kendrick
We won.
performed not. They said Kendrick performed not like us,
Not
like
like
5
us 4
times.
times. Right.
They
When we was on this show cooking.
There was
That's
crip
right.
dancing.
That's right. Crip dancing on that boy's head, on his head top. That's right. You know what I'm talking about?
Yo, oh man, you gotta love this. You gotta love it. It's Wednesday night. Make sure y'all say some positive things before y'all go to bed tonight. Peace and love to
Affirm your
everybody.
greatness. Right.
Love all
Affirm
y'all.
your greatness.
Yeah, indeed. Getting out of here. I will see you tomorrow. I might have Rod Hayes on tomorrow. I'm gonna reach out to the brother early. I will let y'all know, but I will definitely see y'all with a guest. I'll be on tomorrow and Friday, so I'll see y'all the next 2 days. Electric.
Hey.
Peace, family.
Peace.
Peace.